Almost every student I've worked with asks me the same question at some point. How do I get better at anatomy? I definitely can understand why they ask it. It feels like it's the right question. It sounds like it's something that a professional or serious person would want to work on. But when I hear it, I always pause because I think it's the wrong question. And the reason why it's the wrong question is probably the most important thing I can teach somebody. Let me tell you what anatomy actually gives you. Anatomy gives you names. It tells you what a structure is called and roughly where it lives on the body. That's genuinely useful. I'm not dismissing it. I'm not dismissing anatomy knowledge as such. But here is the thing. Knowing those names doesn't really tell you how those forms occupy the space, which is the crucial point. It doesn't tell you how they read on a character who is young or old, who is lean or bulked up, who is male or female. Names and structure don't sculpt, but forms do. The artists I've seen improve fastest are not the ones who studied anatomy hardest. They are the ones who learn to really look at the scan data, at a reference, at a real person, at themselves in the mirror, and extract what's actually there rather than what they were told should be there. This is an observation skill and it's learnable, but it's almost never what people are training when they think they're training anatomy. When a student brings me work and says my anatomy is off, what I'm almost always looking at is a form problem. The volumes aren't reading correctly, the transitions between masses are soft where they should be hard, or vice versa, they're just simply too defined where they should be blending better. The surface isn't reacting to the underlying structure in a believable way. That's not an anatomy knowledge problem, that's an observation problem. The student doesn't need to memorize another muscle group, they need to look more carefully at what forms actually do, and they need a framework for translating that into their sculpture. This comes up almost in every session I run, and after seeing it enough times across enough different artists at enough different skill levels, I decided to build a tutorial around it. Not to replace mentorship, they solve different things, but because the foundation has to be there first. The tutorial is called Character Sculpting Without Anatomy. Perhaps it's a bad name, perhaps it's just too much provocative, but it's 9 hours of a complete character body sculpt from Z-spheres to a polished high poly result, done entirely using 3D scan reference rather than anatomy study. What it teaches is exactly what I keep coming back to in mentorships: how to read a form from real reference, how to make decisions at each stage of the sculpt, and how to know when something isn't working and why. No custom tools, no plugins, no anatomy charts, nothing like that, just the process, the actual way this gets done in production. I'll put the link below. There is a discount running through June and there is not much time left, but if you are considering it, this is the time. The tutorial gives you the method, but a method applied to your specific work, your specific problems, your specific habits. That's what a mentorship session is for. When we work together one-on-one, I'm not going to give you a list of anatomy resources. I'm going to look at what you are making and tell you exactly where your eye isn't seeing what's in front of it and what to do about it. That's a different kind of feedback than you get from the tutorial, and it moves much faster. Sessions are 90 minutes long on Google Meet. I send you the recording afterwards so you can reference it while you're working. If you want 4 sessions instead of 1, there is a package for that too. I would recommend it if you are working toward a portfolio piece or preparing for an application, job application, or if you want to go much deeper into your work and into your skill set development. The link for that is also below. So the question isn't, how do I get better at anatomy? The question is, what am I not seeing? Everything else follows from that.